evening, everyone. Welcome to the American Sports Connection. I am your host, the one and only Joey Railroads. I'm here with my buddy Rygal. How you holding up, dude?
Pretty well, man. How about yourself?
I'm trying to make it. You know how it is, bro.
Absolutely. Especially after this week of not so wonderful WWE product.
Ugh. I
Yeah.
just, I'll say this before we cover Raw. I can't believe that they would have that bad of a go home show into the last pay per view before WrestleMania.
Yeah, well, nothing fucking surprises me anymore. It was so bad, man. It was just not good. Nothing was put together well. It was just a bad show all around. I mean, I struggled to find anything that wasn't terrible.
I know, and I've mentioned this before, and I'm pretty sure we might have talked about it before, that you can really see the difference between Raw and SmackDown and what Vince writes and what Vince doesn't write, and there's such a gap on you could tell how bad it is.
Yeah, and it's been very bad. So, um, I don't know. I mean, I have a feeling we're going to browse right through it because there really wasn't a hell of a lot to talk about
No, well,
at
let's
all.
just get into it with Raw. The only
What?
thing
Well, no, yeah, go ahead.
The only thing that was noteworthy to me was Samoa Joe and Cesaro had a really good match, which was cool. Just wish they had a little bit more time. And the only other interesting thing was Seth Rollins. The interview, he basically guaranteed he's going to be at WrestleMania.
Well, I also liked how Kevin Owens started off.
Oh yeah, that was good too.
I like that they're really getting him away from being, comedy Kevin Owens. Because he can do both, but I like the fact that they're getting him serious now.
Which they should have did from the start.
Well, they did for a while when he was going against John Cena.
Yeah,
And then they kind of expanded it and they kind of had fun with him. But now I guess they want to make him serious before Mania, like before Goldberg. I mean, yeah, they should have maybe done it a little bit sooner, but yeah, no, he had his little run as serious
yeah.
Kevin Owens. So now it's I like what they're doing with him. But yeah, like when you have like the New Day versus Rusev and Jinder Mahal and Big Show versus the Shining Stars and Sheamus versus Titus O'Neil, you're really not gonna have a really good show. Like
No,
when all of those matches are on the same card.
not at all. And you've said this for weeks that if they're going to be job guys, at least let them go out and have a decent match.
Yeah, there's no reason why the New Day and Jinder Mahal couldn't have gone out and had like a really good match. I don't know how great that match was, but
It was okay. It
but
wasn't superb, but it wasn't god awful. It was kind of in the middle.
and stuff like having Big Cass go over Luke Gallows. For what reason?
Well, and to win with a roll up.
Yeah, no,
That
I'm
was
not
just
with it.
weird.
Yeah, I'm definitely not with that. And Sheamus and Titus, like, I don't know. Titus is like, what was it? Like 30 seconds to match?
Titus beat him up for the first 10 seconds and then he got brogue kicked and that was it.
I mean, what's the point of that? Like, why couldn't Titus put on a good showing against Sheamus and then still have some value in this big, huge guy that you have in Titus O'Neil?
I mean, cuz think
Instead of him
about
being,
it. Uh what was it, a year ago or maybe a little more? He was a tag champion.
yeah, I don't know. He's a big dude. He has the look. At least make him something. Don't make him a champion, just have him as like a guy you don't want to face on the roster. He's a big tough dude.
Yeah.
Former football player, like now you got him as a silly job guy.
Cuz
You have him running
remember
around the fucking ring.
I can't remember exactly when it was, but he started that new thing, the Titus brand, and I'm like, okay, well, let's see where this goes. And then his first match, he like loses in like 30 seconds.
Exactly. It's like why gimmick the guy up with something new just to have him lose? Like do something with him. You know, maybe you can get a couple Titus O'Neil fans, sell a couple shirts, make the guy some money. Like how is that hurting you?
Yeah.
Like get
Lance
him
said,
over.
Lance said that Vince is still punishing Titus for last year.
You know, yeah, I wouldn't doubt it, but it's just like none of this stuff makes sense.
Yeah,
Like
it wouldn't shock me either. Vince seems like that type of person.
Like this whole Nia Jackson, Charlotte, and Bailey and Sasha, like I'm tired of it already because it's just not good what they give us.
No.
It's just not. You know, okay, Tozawa and OM Dar, okay, cool, that wasn't bad.
Yeah, it was a quick little match.
But I wish if they could have gotten rid of the Big Show versus the Shining Stars, which served no purpose. So take off that time, that whole segment, and give that time to Tozawa and Dar.
Yeah.
You know, you could even get rid of Big Cass and fucking, and the Sheamus and Titus O'Neil.
You could have gave more time to Joe and Cesaro.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
and had a better show.
Yeah, and it would have made more sense because you're going into a go home show and it kind of is guys that are actually going to be on the fucking show.
Exactly. Absolutely. In some way, shape, or form. Especially if, you're trying to highlight a brand new division, give them the time. Especially when you know that they can produce. You got the people in the seat. You have it as one of the first segments of the show and then 2 segments before the main event. You have people in their seats.
Yeah, all you got to do is basically deliver.
At that point, yeah, your fucking audience is there. The people who were there and go, I love John Cena and I love Roman Reigns, who don't have the network, and sit there and go, what the hell is this? Where can I watch where can I watch these guys? These guys are doing cool things I don't see Seth Rollins do.
Exactly.
That I don't see Sami Zayn do. Wow, maybe I'll watch this, but they don't do that. They give them, like their entrances are longer. They do rest holds. Everybody has a fucking submission.
Yeah, in the CWC, they let them be themselves,
No, you're completely right. But you realize how many of these guys end up going to a submission?
Yeah.
A submission is not a high spot to end the match.
No.
Give these guys a chance, don't let them do 1 or 2 moves. Have them put together a couple sequences. Make their matches, 10 minutes long where they can have near falls. And they did it the one time where the 5 guys were in the elimination match.
Yes.
And it got the people chanting, "This is awesome." That was the most I've seen
fantastic.
a crowd. And that was after a SmackDown. Imagine in the middle of a Raw.
Yeah. Like Lance just said, the only reason they probably did that segment with the Big Show is to do the stupid Oscar joke.
Yeah, but that's it, though. It's like to have a stupid joke about, yes, like WWE Universe may know about it, but it's not like that's not the target group of people who watch the Oscars to begin with. So people may have known passively.
I was gonna say most people I don't think that are WWE viewers would know about it anyway.
It was kind of everywhere, so because because if I knew, then other people who were not followers, because I fucking hate all those award shows, but it was all over media. It was also it was all over social media. You couldn't look anywhere that next day without seeing it. So I can understand how they would think it's topically relevant, but the fact that you don't think we've heard it 10,000 times already today, and that doesn't have anything to do with wrestling. Now you're looking desperate because WWE does it all that time, all the time.
It's true,
and it's different when it comes from Xavier Woods' mouth when he was like, "Catch me outside." How about that? When he said that in the ring right after it started to become a popular thing, that definitely wasn't scripted. The way that it came out, that was him saying it.
Yeah, it wasn't force-fed.
Having a whole segment based on that, That's a little extreme to me.
No, I completely agree with you. I think it's stupid.
So I mean, contract signing. What did you expect?
I've been surprised that they've really kept Strowman looking like this strong monster.
Well, he's getting better,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
and the thing with Big Show really did him a lot because I went back and I watched it after we talked last week,
Yes.
and yeah, I walked away like, all right, man, he's picking it up because remember what I've said and what we've spoken about since the beginning. He came in and was brought up green as fuck. That's not his fault.
No.
Nobody was saying he was great in the ring. He was heavily protected. But now he's getting better. He can carry himself. His cardio is amazing. That kip up, granted, I've seen him do it in like vines and clips before. Seeing him do that on Raw with the Big Show, and he hit it perfectly. Because a couple times, like he's had to be pulled up a little bit by the Big Show, where the Big Show's doing a little bit of the work.
Yeah.
The one he hit on Raw was I can't do one that well.
I know.
In my
it's
life,
really impressive.
Yeah, in my life, I've never done a kip up that as well as he did Monday night in front of millions of people for the first time.
Yeah.
Like in front of people. Like I was not Monday night. Yeah, Monday night, last Monday night. I was
Yeah.
thoroughly impressed.
Yeah, well, see, the only reason I say that is because it's like they make Reigns out to be the new Golden Boy, so I figured they would have him at some point get like the upper hand on him to kind of show that, yeah, maybe he's got a chance.
Well, two people have grown on me lately that in a million years, even 2 months ago, I would have laughed in your face, like disrespectfully, if you told me. And that is Braun Strowman and Baron Corbin.
Who are you?
I was watching it the other night, and I'm like, I'm beginning to like him because I'm watching him work longer matches now.
Yeah.
Um, I like. I don't like when they make him talk a lot, but they've had him on. See, you don't watch Talking Smack every week, right?
No, and I really should.
Mike, you should be watching that more than anything else, genuinely. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You should be watching that more than anything else. So that's where he's grown the most on me. See, he's not cutting a promo. You know how it's set up, right?
Yeah.
He's in character, but he's not sitting there cutting a promo, which does him a great service because it's as if he's just talking to somebody else. Some people lose it when they have to cut a promo to the invisible people out there, like you're just talking out there, which is what a promo is. When he's sitting down and he could talk to Daniel Bryan and he can be, I said I was going to do this. I did this. Didn't I do this? Okay, well, even now you're telling me that I did this. So I mean, he comes across as much of a dick, but he comes across better that way, and he's grown on me. Plus, his work in the ring has gotten better.
Yes.
I mean, he's held his own. Look, fuck what anybody says. John Cena has worked great matches with just about anybody else that's been in the ring that was capable of working a great match. Sure, people could say all these people carried Cena, or that Cena can actually work a little bit, and that's what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah,
but he's carried himself. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to absolutely agree with you. Cena's gotten a lot better.
Yeah, over these last 15 years, yeah, absolutely. He's so people have slept on it, but Corbin has hung in there with him and AJ Styles in the same match,
and that's impressive.
Absolutely, and he didn't look like he fell behind at all.
All right, let's.
I'll,
since we're talking about Corbin, we might as well get into SmackDown. What did you think of SmackDown this week?
I liked it. I wonder where they're going with this arson, but I see this again as WWE kind of having piss poor booking, the same way that they had the whole thing where Cena won the title on the same night CM Punk came back.
Yes.
It's like, why do you crown a new, like, you have a wonky finish. The next week, you have a number one contender match to determine who's gonna go, and then all of a sudden Orton's back, and now they just announced they're gonna have a number one contenders match.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's stupid. It's that means that you booked a battle royal for no reason, and you booked a rematch for. I mean, the first number one contender for
Yeah.
no reason. Now I'm hearing that they may put Harper back with Bray.
Yes.
Like, what the fuck? This had the potential to be really good.
No, I agree.
The Wyatt family main event, and have a run-in from Luke Harper to align with whoever they want to have as the champion.
Yeah.
Not Luke Harper, Eric Rowan.
Yeah, I knew who you meant.
I mean, it's and then Orton could have had a program with any of the three of them going forward.
Yeah, because it would have basically set up his next feud.
Yeah, it could have been, he could win it, or it could have been him fighting Rowan for costing him the title. Anything. And then he already has the history with Harper.
Yeah, the
history
options
with
were
Bray.
endless.
Yeah, and then they could have done a big thing at SummerSlam with him and Bray finally meeting. One-on-one.
Yeah, that would have been really good.
I mean, that's brainless booking that I'm not even thinking about.
Yeah. But we've always said that their show, I think, even though, because people say, oh, well, it's 2 hours, that's why it's better. I disagree. I think it's that their booking is better for the most part, and they actually put an in-ring product out there as opposed to people talking for 20 minutes.
And you know what? Even when they are out there talking, it's stuff that you want to hear to
Yeah.
further a storyline. I have no problem with good promos. It's Raw hasn't had them lately.
No.
Like, I love the opening to SmackDown this week, and that was like a 25-minute segment with The Miz and Cena.
Yeah, that was really good.
So again, it's not necessarily even what is going on, it's just how good it is. And I think, we had this conversation, I think we even included Lance in it the last time, over would he prefer a 2-hour Raw or a 3-hour SmackDown?
Yeah.
Because it's the same shit you're getting, it's just that would you rather more of SmackDown or would you rather less of Raw? And it's not the length of time.
Yeah. And I was going to say, at this point, the way they book SmackDown and do things, I think they could be able to do 3 hours and it would be more entertaining.
Look, and then even to eliminate anybody's opinion, look at pay-per-views. Pay-per-views are roughly the same amount of time. How many great pay-per-views has SmackDown put on that are 3 hours?
Yeah.
Compared to the ones that are mediocre that Raw puts on that are 3 hours. Same exact time frame. It's just better
true.
booking. Because, if people want to say that it definitely has to do with the time, that's something just to kill their argument. Pay-per-views are about the same time, so they should be equal, and they're not.
Right. The one thing I will complain about with SmackDown, I wish they let Becky and Mickie James go a little bit longer.
Yeah, for 2 out of 3 falls match in a short time frame, there's really nothing for them.
Yeah. Exactly.
Now you're getting 2 pinfalls, I know what they're trying to do, but if you don't have the time, don't do it. Like, you didn't need to do the whole Dean Ambrose versus Kurt Hawkins thing.
Exactly.
I'm getting tired of Ziggler and Apollo Crews. Like, I just don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, it's just
I don't know who they're trying to build.
That's just weird.
Yeah, right? Because it seems like they're trying to build Dolph as a heel while they're trying to build Apollo Crews as a babyface.
And you can't do both.
Yeah, I can't see how it would work at all. So, no, I agree. I don't know if that could work. And it's certainly not working this way. Could there be a way? I don't know, but this is not it.
That's like the one segment I think that I'm probably like with SmackDown, I'm just like, ugh,
Yeah.
because the other stuff wasn't too terrible, like the thing with Cena and Nikki gonna fight Carmella and James Ellsworth next week. That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm just over Ellsworth.
No, I understand. Most
I'm
people
so
are.
over James Ellsworth.
And then I'm curious to see where they're gonna go with this whole thing with Orton and Wyatt now that he supposedly burned down the compound.
Well, have you seen the videos that Eric Rowan's been
Yes.
putting out? Have okay. Have you done any further research other than just looking at them?
I've seen bits and pieces where people have said that he like took Sister Abigail's body out of there or whatever, something to that
Okay.
extent.
Okay, forget what people think. If you go and you watch the second one where he's carrying a body,
Yeah.
there's two scenes that flash. One is on a newspaper, and one is they actually both may be newspapers. There's actual writing on there that's meant to be read. One has to do with a escaped prisoner, and it says Rowan, but it says 59, so I guess it's supposed to be his father they're talking about.
Okay.
And then there's another newspaper clipping that I forget what it says, but if you go and you find them and you pause them, they're legible and they're topically relevant.
Interesting.
So I don't know if necessarily that has to do with Sister Abigail, or if the story's supposed to be about Sister Abigail, because it didn't seem to. But, you know, it's definitely something interesting. But the fact that the name Rowan was in there and the age was 59, they definitely weren't talking about him. But
no.
there's some meaning to it.
I gotta say though, whoever is doing those little like snippets with him, I don't know if he's like coming up with those or creative is doing that. They're really good.
Yeah.
Like the most recent one he did the night after they burned the compound down was really fucking creepy.
The second one.
I think it was
The
just
one-
like with London Bridges falling down in the background.
Oh no, because the first one ends with Alone, and then the second one extends a little bit further.
Yeah, no, this one is like, it's like...
I don't remember what was in the background.
Yeah, that's the song in the background, but it's playing like really slow. Like it's just weird, but it's interesting at the same time. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I liked his old theme when he was the solo wrestler for like a week.
Oh,
When he
yeah,
was a
I
baby.
remember it now.
Yeah, he was a baby face for like, I don't know, a month.
Maybe two. But I really enjoyed, not that anyone wouldn't really, the Harper and Styles match.
Oh, yeah. They're both good workers, put on a great match. Kind of wonky finish.
Yeah, that's what kind of ruined it. But I understand because they're kind of trying to go somewhere with it. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
But like you said, that's the one thing. Then the Battle Royal made no sense. There's no point to have it.
Yeah, because immediately when he said that, I was like, why are they doing this immediately? Like, like, really that quickly?
Like Lance had told me off air when he found out they were doing a Battle Royal on SmackDown, he said, well, way to make the Royal Rumble winner seem irrelevant.
Yeah, right?
That it's like, you just had the big Rumble, one of your big 4 pay-per-views, and then it's just like, yeah, it doesn't matter, we're just going to have another one.
Like, they definitely could have done something like Harper wins so that Bray convinces Randy to come into the match to make it a triple threat, like gets the contract signed, and then somehow Harper starts playing mind games where he gets Randy to question Bray after it's official. And then that's your storyline right there.
Yeah.
How little bit of thought did that take? And you know how over that would be? They can just talk about the Wyatt family main event.
Yeah,
Like,
there you
seriously,
go.
there's no money needed to be spent for that other than making the fucking posters.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. I couldn't agree more with you. I'm just curious to see, where it goes after like Bray Wyatt had his meltdown to end the show.
Yeah.
Because they still have plenty of time till Mania. What, like another month?
Uh, yeah. Just about a month.
Yeah, because it's like April 2nd, I think. Let me double check.
I
April 2nd.
may be watching out on my phone. I don't know. Because I'm looking to be moved out by April 1st.
Okay.
I may not have cable by then. I may be watching that shit on my phone.
Hey, you do what you gotta do.
Well, that would be fucking terrible. I don't know if my phone can be on for 4 hours like that.
Damn.
That sucks. It's even more than 4 hours.
Yeah, it's 6. If you include the pre-show. But
With my luck, they're gonna be like 75-hour fucking pre-show this year.
yeah, there you go. All right, dude. Did you see 205 live this week?
Yes, I did. You're just gonna have to refresh. I actually watched it in 2 segments.
Oh, hang on one second. Lance said it's 26 days till Mania.
Okay, yeah. So, alright, it'll be 3 more shows then.
Basically. All right, yeah. What I remember, they had a really good 6-man on 205 live
Yes.
with Gulak, Nice, and Davari against Perkins, Mustafa Ali, and Cedric Alexander.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's really they haven't invested in nobody other than Gallagher at this point.
Maybe Tozawa.
Yeah, but he's only been there 3 weeks.
That's true, but he's actually like has the crowd. I should say this way: the crowd is kind of behind him, but I don't know if WWE is behind him.
That's exactly it. He's gotten himself over. Like, WWE hasn't gotten behind him. That's just the crowd knowing who he is and liking him. But as far as being anything done by WWE, no. It's only him right now.
Yes.
And then they're staying with Gallagher. I mean, with Neville.
Yeah, who I actually really like as a heel.
Oh, absolutely. But it's like you need to start building more than just one guy. I mean, like, Brian Kendrick, he's just been, like, revamped, kind of.
Yes.
But they got to create new people. Hopefully they'll do it with Grand Metalik. Because if they want a fucking replacement for Mysterio,
that's the man right
him.
there. Dude, he's ridiculously talented.
Oh, absolutely.
The other match they had, which was a solid little match, was Noam Dar and Dorado.
Yes. Yes, I like all the Dorado stuff, man. Like all of his gear.
Yeah.
He is one of the prettiest gear out of the people that I've seen in a while.
He
takes pride in this stuff.
He's from this area where I live.
Yeah, but now they're saying he's from Ponce.
Yeah, whatever the hell they said it was. And like you had stated before, I really like Noam Dar, and then they got him in this stupid storyline with Alicia Fox.
I just don't know why they need to have love stories.
Yeah.
I just really don't.
That was really it for 205 Live, because then they had a segment where Neville came out and talked, and him and Gallagher got in a fight.
Yeah, that's just a preamble for the pay-per-view.
Basically. Alright, dude. Did you see NXT?
Yes, with the exception of the Peyton Royce match, which you told me was actually really good.
Yes, surprisingly good. Not that
So,
I'm bashing on Peyton Royce, but I didn't really expect it to be super good.
oh, I just think they have so many moving parts right now, TNA. I think it's beginning to get a little overwhelmed with
Yeah,
talent.
it was interesting that they had Patrick Clark again on NXT.
I mean, he's come a long way considering where he started.
Yes. And
I
they had him beat.
I have no issue with him whatsoever. I like the gimmick. I
Oh
think it's
yeah,
weird.
I
I think
kind of
it's
warmed up
quirky.
to it.
Maybe like a 2017 Goldust.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, I mean,
For the time they had, I enjoyed the DIY Authors of Pain match.
yeah, I think that's more because DIY could just wrestle garbage bags and have a good match.
Yes,
So, I will never be sold on these two big idiots.
the one guy I think is going to be the breakout star because there's usually always the one guy of a team.
Yeah, which one though?
Razor.
Let me see if it's the same one that I'm thinking of. 'Cause I don't know if I could tell them apart yet.
It's the guy that caught Ciampa when he went to do like a crossbody, and then he had Johnny wrestling on his back and did a Samoan drop and threw Ciampa at the same time.
Oh, absolutely. This guy jizzing salami. Yeah.
I was just like, holy
Salmon.
cow.
His first name is Jism.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he's ethnic Kosovo Albanian.
That's interesting. But I think he's going to be the star.
Yeah, I think so too. That motherfucker's a monster. He
Like,
don't
that's
even look human,
ridiculously strong.
bro. He don't even look human.
Yeah, that's scary. And then they announced on NXT that in 2 weeks, Cassius Ohno will fight Bobby Roode for the NXT World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, I've already come across the spoilers to that.
Okay. And I'm trying to
I'm
remember.
not saying anything.
Okay. I'm trying to remember if there was anything else. I think that was it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it.
Oh yeah, because interfered in the match to the Revival. The Revival interfered to cost DIY the titles potentially.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's nothing really memorable.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going there.
Sorry.
Sorry, man.
Damn it.
I know, I hate it when that shit happens.
Yeah, I was drinking soda and I had a hiccup and it went down the wrong tube.
Yeah, that's the worst. Now,
But I'm better now.
Now, do you want to get into a little bit of Impact, or do you want to just give your predictions for Fastlane?
We could do Fastlane because I haven't watched any Impact to really know, and I don't want to talk ahead about things.
Okay, that's fair. All right, let me
You know-
let me pull up the card. All right, the first match is a pre-show match. It is Rich Swann and Akira Tozawa versus Kendrick and Noam Dar.
I have a feeling the baby faces are gonna win.
That's the way I feel too.
So, I expect a decent match. Absolutely.
Yeah, as long as they get time.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. I hope on pay-per-view they will.
Yeah. All right. Samoa Joe versus Sami Zayn.
Joe.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Joe wins this one kind of easily to put him over as like a monster heel.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm in the same boat with you.
yeah, Sasha Banks versus Nia Jax.
I still think Nia. I or
I'm
maybe finally Sasha.
I'm kind of leaning like you are, Nia Jax, because I'm waiting because it's coming at some point. I'm waiting for the Sasha Banks heel turn.
I don't think it's gonna be till after Mania.
Okay.
It's too soon to have the heel turn because I think they're talking about a fatal 4-way
Yes.
for the title, and it wouldn't make sense at this point.
Well, yeah, that's true. Like save it for the night after Mania.
Or just at any point after Mania. Right now, it just wouldn't fit any kind of a storyline.
Right, right. All right.
Not with 3 weeks to go.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. All right, Bailey versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's title.
Unless she turns heel here. So I don't know. That I see Charlotte winning the title back.
So do I. I don't think they're gonna let her lose that pay-per-view winning streak she has going on.
Neither do I.
All right, Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson against Enzo and Cass for the Raw tag belts.
Champions retain.
Yes, I think the same. I think that it'll probably lead to a three-way with Sheamus and Cesaro at WrestleMania.
Yeah, some multi-team match.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't rule that out either.
All right, Neville versus Jack Gallagher for the Cruiserweight Championship.
I'd love to see Gallagher win. I don't think he's going to.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong because they've hot potatoed that belt, so...
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning toward Neville because I think they're going to do something different with that title at WrestleMania, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I've heard potentially a multi-man ladder match.
Oh, that would be amazing. All right.
So...
Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman.
Huh. That's an odd one. It depends on... I don't know. I think they may give it to, Braun.
This is what I actually think is going to happen. And that the Undertaker, I don't know if he's going to make a physical appearance, but you might hear like the gong or something along those lines to may potentially distract Reigns and help Strowman win. I think this is kind of like where they start the seeds for Reigns and Undertaker.
Yeah, I think you're right.
That's what I'm kind of figuring, but who knows?
Yeah. No, I think that's what we were talking about last week. I think you're completely right then.
Okay.
That this because he eliminated Undertaker, you know, this is Undertaker getting revenge. I can see that.
Yeah,
So.
that makes total sense. All right, and the main event, Kevin Owens versus Goldberg for the Universal title.
Funny enough, I don't think Goldberg wins.
I've been leaning that way for about the last week or two.
I could see Jericho interfering and having the match end in a DQ.
I've heard that, and then I've heard Triple H and Samoa Joe like helping him and like forming this kind of new stable.
Huh.
But I don't know how true that is. Either way, if Kevin Owens kept the title, I'd be happy with it because his run hasn't been the greatest, but it hasn't been because of him.
Yeah, no, I agree. And the only reason why I don't think that that's a plausible outcome is because would they just leave the whole this new group screwed Goldberg over? No. And the next thing he has is Lesnar. And it wouldn't make sense to start a feud with this whole new group when the next feud he has nothing to do with them.
Right.
So that's why I don't really. I mean, it's possible, but
Or they
I
have
don't.
Lesnar screw him, but that wouldn't make any sense because Lesnar would want
Wants the
him to
title.
win so that he could get the title shot.
No, I agree fully.
So, I don't know. I mean, I hate to say that I'm like keeping that it's going to be like a crap show, but I'm keeping my expectations low.
Yeah, I don't see anything being fantastic. Um,
I know I get more excited for the SmackDown shows.
yeah, it has potential, so I mean, I'm just gonna look at it like that, but I'm not gonna be disappointed if it's not great. A lot of this stuff hasn't been good lately.
No. And
So,
like I've told other people, when you go to indie shows on like a Friday, Saturday, or Sunday night, and then you try to watch Raw and SmackDown, it's painful.
yeah, I can agree with that.
Like it's just like night and day different.
Yeah, it is because you see what is out there and what it could be, and you don't even need to put that much into it. Sometimes the best wrestling doesn't even need to be written. Trust the guys that you're paying this money to be able to tell a story. If you don't trust them, why are they in the ring?
Exactly.
Um, and I just don't know what kind of entertainment they're trying to give. Like, why does everything have to be so? I mean, the reason why they go story driven is because that gets people invested.
Yes.
And it makes people want to buy action figures and stuff. Now, though, you don't need to use that anymore because wrestling is so ingrained in people that just comes as part of the package.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you need these big elaborate stories in 2017 for people to like latch on.
Plus, I think, and you will probably agree with me when I say this, that there is a independent wrestling boom right now.
Yeah.
That it's like, I can go to any number of shows and see fantastic talent that could probably be on, Ring of Honor or Impact or WWE or, you know what I mean? Like, and they're just, it's, no matter where you go, you're seeing great talent.
No, I agree 100%, and I think it's something like hysterical. Like how like a lot of guys who have Ring of Honor contracts can't wrestle for TNA. A lot of people who have TNA contracts can't wrestle for Ring of Honor and stuff like that.
Yes.
And then there's a guy like Cody Rhodes that literally can be on a Ring of Honor show today, and tomorrow will do a TNA taping,
Yeah.
and then go to Japan and go work in Japan. And it makes me wonder: are we ever going to get to a day where it could kind of go back to being like territories, but like that?
Yeah, well, you can kind of
Have a-
just come and go as you please.
Yeah, and or like everybody as a collective benefits. I mean, I don't think that would ever work.
No.
It be because it's fake fighting.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it'd be great for fans. Like you always keep things fresh.
Yeah, so
and
it's not
then-
like, okay, we got to see these two people fight for like the fourth month in a row.
Yeah, and instead of having a fucking monster roster of like 200 guys, most of which you can't ever feature, you break it up.
Yeah, like they did
Imagine,
in the territory days where you're going to see, just as an example, Ric Flair is going to be in the Northeast territory for this amount of time. Don't miss him.
Yeah, but just take WWE's roster now and imagine splitting that up amongst like TNA, Ring of Honor, New Japan, um, and just being able to shuffle between those three at any given time, and then say like NXT also
Yeah.
being able to just shuffle at any time, which is what I think they're gonna try to do globally, which is what is the UK tournament was the start of.
Yes. And then I just read a rumor, take it for what it's worth, that Pete Dunne is going to go up onto the main roster after WrestleMania.
I don't even think he's contracted.
Really?
He's saying no. Uh, I'm pretty sure he's not contracted.
Okay. Because when I watched him wrestle in the tournament, and then I watched him wrestle last week on NXT, that dude is really talented.
I could be completely wrong. I didn't think he signed that. Huh? I could be wrong. I thought he signed just to fight in the tournament. I didn't think he had signed a. But I could be completely, totally, and utterly wrong. I would mark the fuck out because he was my favorite to come out of that by a long shot.
Yeah.
By a long shot.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've really been like, taken aback just by a character like that.
Yeah, it's very rare for me to have that happen to me too. Cuz like I tell people, I don't mark out very often, but when I do, it's like a big deal.
And half his skill set was shit that I never saw before.
Yeah, that too. But I keep reading that Vince has a deal in place, or that rumored to be in place, for a lot of these UK companies to be on the network.
Yeah, but that's been going around for months now, since the UK tournament and was announced, that people have been saying that they have these deals, but Vince has just been gun shy with doing it.
Yeah.
That's why when they put out the feelers, a lot of those companies were listed when they were like, which of these companies would you be interested in seeing their content?
Oh, yeah, I remember now.
So, yeah, I mean, he's been, this has been, I don't know why it's just suddenly come up now. I see it. I've seen Ryan Clark posting about it and a couple other people. I don't know how it suddenly became an issue because this has been an ongoing thing.
Yeah, like he's just not been wanting to pull the trigger on it.
And I wonder why.
I know, because Vince loves to make money and do good business unless there's something we all don't know.
I doubt it. It would expand your base.
Yeah. Who knows, man? Vince is getting out of touch.
Yeah, who knows?
I mean, I watched him in that XFL documentary, the 30 for 30,
Yes.
and I mean, granted, I know he's getting older, but he looks like really frail.
He just looked. I think we're just used to him looking a certain way because
That's
I don't
very
think he
possible.
I don't think he looked that sickly.
It might just be we're used to seeing him like all jacked up.
That's very possible.
And now that he's kind of lost that muscle mass, we're like, oh, what's wrong with him? I guess we forget that he's like, 70-something,
Yeah, I mean, like he's my dad's age. I mean, and my dad can't move.
On that note, we're going to get out of here for tonight. So don't forget to leave a comment, subscribe, share, give it a thumbs up, all of that stuff. And we'll see you back next week. Have a good night, everybody.